Watch us sing and dance and play. Tell the story full of cheer. A great miracle happened there. It's a festival of lights for 8 days and 8 nights. Sevivon turns of soul. Chanukah hu chag tov. Chanukah hu chag tov. Sevivon sof sof sof. Chag simcha ulam. Nes gadol hayasham. Nes gadol hayasham. Chag simcha ulam. Sevivon, turn, 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 while the lovely candles burn. What a lovely holiday! Watch us sing and dance and play. Tell the story full of cheer. A great miracle happened there. It's a festival of lights for 8 days and 8 nights.
I am so mixed up that I cannot tell you. I'm sitting in this blender turning brown. I've made friends with the onions and the flour, while the cook is scouting oil in town. I sit here wondering what will come of me. I can't be eaten looking as I do. I need someone to take me out and cook me, or I'll really end up in a royal stew. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. Every holiday has food so special. I'd like to have that same attention too. I do not want to spend life in this blender, wondering what I'm supposed to do. Matzah and charoset are for Pesach, chopped liver and challah for Shabbat. Blintzes on Shavuot are delicious, and gefilte fish no holidays without. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. It's important that I have an understanding of what it is that I'm supposed to do. You see, there are many who are homeless, with no job, no clothes, and very little food. It's so important that we all remember that while we have most of the things we need, we must remember those who have so little. We must help them, we must be the ones to feed.
Here we go, everybody.
I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a latke, I am a latke, and I am waiting come. I am Malaka, I am Malaka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am Malaka, I am Malaka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come.
We'll allow the applause. We don't usually do that, but Kehilah, I have to say, I sang that song for years as a religious school music teacher as I was, cutting my teeth in this industry. Number one, it never sounded like that. Number two, I could never get anybody to sing it with me. So we can allow the applause for that one. Thank you so much for bringing that joy. And as we enter Shabbat tonight, we have something else we need to do first, which is to light the candles of the 6th night of Hanukkah. We may or may not have lit 5 in my house tonight before we realized we couldn't count and had to add another one. But I would love to invite anyone.
I'm ready to light the candles. Rabbi Mason Barkin.
There's no shamash.
There's no shamash?
They're all the same. I guess it's up a little. Count carefully.
Oh, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shamash.
There you go. There
one.
you go. Well, thank goodness you are really able to illustrate for us.
Yes.
Everyone who brought their Chanukiah, please join us to light the candles of Hanukkah. It is a joy to see the light increase. So please join us if you brought your Chanukiah.
And the blessings for lighting the Hanukkah candles can actually be found in your Siddur on page 572. 572. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoteinu ve'imotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. Amen.
Chag Sameach, everyone.
Chag Sameach.
So we are only to enjoy the light of the Hanukkah, but now we're obligated to kindle the flames for Shabbat. So let's have Kehilah and Suzanne. What? Oh. And Sharon, come lead us in lighting of Shabbat candles, and then I will go move them over there because they have to be separated in order to be fully enjoyed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner של שבת. Amen.
Now that all of our candles are lit for all of our sacred moments, we turn to Lecha Dodi and we welcome the Shabbat bride to join us for this light and bright Shabbat, page 120. As we, verse 9, we'll stand and face the back door to greet the Shabbat bride. Let's be seated. We'll turn to page 144 or 26 if you are following with us in our online Siddur for the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתקדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
יעמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו.
אמן.
אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולם מעלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי לקודשה. בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו Amen.
We take a moment now to ask for God's blessings on those who are observing a period of Shiva or Shloshim, the immediate 7 and 30-day mourning periods. If you wish to, please stand at this time so that we may ask for God's blessings upon you. Hamakom Yenachem Etchem, may you be comforted among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. Now we stand together as a holy community, page 146 or 28 for the Baruch.
Yai la 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 Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Turning to page 148. Turning to page 148, in the darkest time of year, as we celebrate light, we find Ma'ariv Aravim, the prayer that reassures us and reminds us that even in the darkest times, the light always rolls in. We read together in the Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim. B'chochma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
Page 151 or 33, let's read responsively. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives.
What could be a truer token of your abiding love?
Then this holiest of your works in the living language that gives it form.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed.
Let's be seated. We'll turn to 154 and chant Ve'ahavta together.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לפניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Hanukkah is at its core a celebration of freedom and an acknowledgement of how hard we sometimes work for freedom. So with those two ideas together, on our lips, in our hearts, on our minds, the idea of this celebration of freedom, we turn to page 158 or page 40 for Mi Chamocha.
And from Mi Chamocha, we're going to go into Mi Yimalel, which is included on your song sheets. So let's join together. Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha Ne'etar B'Kodesh, Norah Tehilot, Osefele, Malchutecha Ra'uvanecha, U'ke'ayam Lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'lianu ve'ameru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. Mi yimalel ruchot Yisrael otan mi yimnehem bechudor yakum hagibur goel ha'am. Let's join together. Mi yimalel ruchot Yisrael otan mi yimnehem bechudor yakum hagibur goel ha'am. Bayamim hahem b'zman hazeh, Maccabi Moshiach ufodeh, u'v'yameinu kol am Yisrael, v'yitached yakum lehigael. Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age a hero or sage came to our aid. Last time. Who can retell the things that befell us? Who can count them? In every age a hero or sage came to our aid.
Continuing on what would usually be page 160, which is the Hashkivenu, our prayer for protection, especially in these dark moments. Hanukkah, too, we can just keep drawing the connections all night long, is a story of seeking protection, of seeking freedom, of seeking authenticity in a world that feels dark. Now, we are talking a lot about this, about the darkness in our world right now. We are in a moment where anytime you Google anything to do with Judaism in the news right now, it's all about anti-Semitism. It's all about the world being a scary place for Jewish people and how we speak up to that. And one of the ways we speak up to this is by doing ridiculous things like this and saying, yes, I am a Hanukkah Lamaka and I'm proud of it. So tonight's version of Hashkivenu, that is not Hashkivenu at all, but rather a song of Hanukkah joy, was the first Hanukkah song that I think I ever heard in a secular context. It was the first time I really heard Judaism presented in a mainstream way. And I have to thank my parents for that, who brought me to Peter, Paul, and Mary concerts when I was 5 years old. That's normal. But this song, this prayer, this opportunity to celebrate who we are out there in the world and also in here where it's warm and bright and safe is our prayer for protection tonight.
Let's join together. Words are on your song sheets. Light one candle for the Maccabee children. Give thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. And light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in. Let anger not tear us apart. And light one candle to bind us together with peace as the song in our heart. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out.
Page 162 or 44, we find Vishamru.
Veshamru bene Israel et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורות המרית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות המרית עולם. ביני ובין פני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות המרית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את vaynafash, Shabbat vaynafash, Shabbat vaynafash, Veshamu bnei Yisrael, HaShabbat lasot et HaShabbat leTovat HaBerit Olam. Last time, Veshamu bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat lasot et HaShabbat leTovat HaBerit Olam. Not by might and not by power, by spirit alone shall we all live in
Peace, not by might, not by power,
but by spirit alone shall we all live in peace. The children
sing la 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 la.
the children dream. Though their tears may fall, you can hear them
Call and another song will rise.
Another song will rise. Another song will rise. Let's hear those clapping now.
Not by might and not by power, but by spirit alone.
Shall we all live in peace? Last time.
Not by might and not by power, but by spirit alone.
Shall we
I'll live in peace.
not by
Might, not by power. Shalom. We're at the center point of our service, the Tefillah 164 or 46, and together, please stand.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Adonai Sephatai Tivdach. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai, yalla lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nechem, Leman Shemo Me'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vezat Sarah, הצגים לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, חיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Let's all be seated, please. We'll continue with a prayer for Shabbat, which can be found on 173. Together, may these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. May this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
We now get to join together in my favorite Jewish song of all Jewish songs, Al Hanisim. Al Hanisim, which is on your song sheets and in your prayer books as well, but you have to sing it with Ruach. This is our calling card song as Jews, that we're tough, that we're strong, that it's not just about miracles, but making the miracle happen. Yes, I said that out loud. It's about being the miracle, making the miracle happen, and being grateful for not just our history, but for our memory of what it means to be a Jew. The best song of all Jewish songs only gets sung once a year, which is a little sad.
We should sing it more often.
We should, just for fun. Mm-hmm. We also can sing a version of it for Purim, but not the same.
That's right.
Al Hanisim, ladies and gentlemen, please follow along your sheets.
Do we have a page number? Do we have a page number here?
Song sheet?
No, the page number.
Oh, the page number. Let me get you the page number, Cantor. They put those in the back of the book.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
okay.
get it for
We can
you.
just do it.
No, for people who want to see it.
Page
Here we go.
200, 556.
I'm sorry.
556?
556 in the blue number.
556. Here we go.
Al Hanisim ve'al hapurkan ve'al hagvurot ve'al hatshuot ve'al hamilchamot she'asita lavoteinu bayamim ha'em b'zman hazeh.
One more time. Al Hanisim.
Al Hanisim ve'al hapurkan ve'al hagvurot ve'al hatshuot ve'al hamilchamot she'asita lavoteinu בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. Everybody now. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל התשובות ועל התשובות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה.
בימים ההם בזמן הזה.
בימים ההם בזמן הזה.
Last time.
בימים ההם בזמן הזה.
That's how you sing Al Hanisim.
That is how you sing it.
Boom.
They did okay.
But
But you and
Are you
I,
gonna let him talk to you?
you and I,
We did pretty good.
we carried the...
Yeah, we did.
There you go. Let's all read together, if you wouldn't mind joining. 556, thank you, Rabbi, in our Siddurim. In the days of the Hasmonean Matthias ben Yochanan, the high priest, and his children, when the evil government of Greece rose up against your people Israel to make them forget your Torah and to make them leave the laws of your will, in your great mercy you rose up with them in their time of trouble and fought in their fight, judged their cause just. You delivered the mighty into the hands of the weak and the many into the hands of the few, the unclean into the hands of the pure, the evil into the hands of the righteous, and the arrogant into the hands of those who engage in your Torah. For you, O God, made a great and holy name in your world and your people Israel. You brought about the great triumph and redemption on that very day. And when your children came to the Holy of Holies and emptied your temple and purified your holy place and lit candles in your holy courts and established these 8 days of Hanukkah, grateful to acknowledge and to praise your great name. Yes. So we don't get to read that again until Purim, and then it changes a little bit. But the joke, where the punchline is, they tried to kill us, we were victorious, let's eat, is founded in the Al Hanisim. Very much. So this is the precursor to the joke. Anyway, friends, it is Shabbat after all, so let's have some time to separate from the week that is past, but also really enjoy observing these lights of Hanukkah for the next few moments. Silent prayer.
This is a prayer written by Rabbi Neil Katz for this Hanukkah. It is a prayer for you. It is a prayer for your friends. It is a prayer on behalf of those who are here and those who are not here. This is our wish with each candle for you. And I hope you'll join me on the chorus. With the first candle I pray that you will be safe from all of the troubles around you this day. With the second candle I hope that you are secure in what you believe, that your heart may be pure. With the third candle I pray that you will stay kind to all those around you, each new friend you find. With the fourth candle I wish that you find a light and love what you do with all of your might. Be a light, be a light. Shine proudly and loudly in the dark of the night. Be a light, be a light. Burn glorious, victorious with all of your might. Be a light, be a light, be a light. If you're here with those you love, put your arms around each other, hold them close, and while I sing the next verse. With the fifth candle I want that you should be strong to the best that you can all your life long. With the sixth candle I pray that you will be smart, fill your life with learning, be true to your heart. With the seventh candle I pray that you will be fair and always remember those who live in despair. With the eighth candle I pray that you'll go to sleep and love what you do with all of your dreams. Here we go. Be a light, be a light, shine proudly and loudly in the dark of the night. Be a light, shine so bright, be glorious, victorious with all of your might. Be a light, be a light, be a light. Amen.
And now let's be a light for all of our friends and family in need of our prayers for healing on this beautiful Shabbat of Hanukkah. We pray for all of them to experience a refuah shlema, a complete recovery of mind, body, and spirit. In a moment, we'll look around and see if you have a name that you would like to add out loud to our list of those in the congregation, or online to type in the name of a loved one in the comments section below. Misha Berach 371. Misha Berach.
Of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
As a congregational family, let's think on this Shabbat of Bracha Bat Baruch, Janet Berman, Gerald Buckman, Rita Buckman, Molly Burleson, Joseph Chernikoff, Dov Vimalka, Miriam Bat Yaakov Achaya, Dr. Kevin Harris, Mark Hester, Gretchen Hunziker, Nita Jensen, Stan Quising, Mark Leb, Dr. Fred Morrow, Pam Meyer, Shari Miller, Helene Miracle, Don Rosenblum, Sally Rosenblum, Dr. Larry Saltzman, Gary Stern, Rosemary Rizzo Talk, Marco Simonetti, Robin Hughes Spottelson, Addison Thompson, Georgina Willett, Jim Willett, Gary Weltman. Please add any names that you wish to at this time. And we also include in our prayers everyone online who typed in the name of a loved one or whose name is now on our YouTube page. Let's join together for the remaining verse of Misha Berach. Misha Berach imotenu mekor habracha bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal say, Amen. For our country, page 376, let's join together in the middle of the page. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen. Shalom, shalom, Yerushalayim, Yisha'alu Avayich. Avinu Shebashamayim,
Zu Israel v'goalo, Barechet Medinat Israel, Reshit Tzmichat Geulateinu.
Let's join together in our prayer for Israel, for Jerusalem. O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Avinu Shebashamayim, Zu Israel v'goalo,
Amen. Selah. Amen.
Selah. Amen.
Selah. First of all, thank you very much, our choir, for being with us tonight. Added bonus, I think, for everyone here. Yes, definitely. Kehilah, always, always good to have a future colleague on the bima with us. And to the Seligmans, a safe Nisiat Tova. Are we not going? So a safe bar mitzvah for the family? Wedding? That got canceled. So we're not going to Israel this week, which means you can come next December with your mishpacha. Okay, good. So never mind. Sorry, didn't mean to call you out. Awkward. Okay. So I thought of all the things to talk about tonight. There are so many things that are just juicy out there right now. I thought I would tell you about the first time I was a student rabbi and my first Hanukkah sermonette, where I was talking about in that week, Magic Johnson had told the world that he had HIV, and I gave this sermon. I got yelled at by a congregant in my first Hanukkah sermon, yes, who actually literally said, "You've got to be kidding me," in the middle of my sermon. And he was right, by the way. It was really bad. Then I thought, President Zelensky of Ukraine, Jewish, speaks in front of Congress this week. Wow. I thought about that, and I thought about the Maccabees a little bit, because he's sort of a little Maccabee. I mean, he's like our aunt, right? We're all from Ukraine, so I've Kiev and Odessa in my blood. So I thought about him, and I thought of talking about that, but that would have been a little heavy. I thought about talking about all the Meir Kahane idol worshipers in Israel who are now in the Knesset and leading the government, and thought that may be a little tricky, so let's stay away from that for now, because I never criticize Israel, except I'm a little worried about Israel, but don't tell anyone. Between us, little worried. But they're going to have another election in the next 6 months, so it will all be for naught. So what I thought was, let's stick to the Torah portion and try to relate the Torah portion to Hanukkah, now that I have whet your appetite for what could have been discussed tonight, but will not be. So Rabbi Mason Barkin, Cantor, I have been talking a lot about light. We've been looking at the lights of the Hanukkahs, which are dimming over there on the table. And let's go to the beginning of this week's Parsha. So where are we? In Miketz. Where are we? Okay, I'll give you multiple choice. Are we in A, North Carolina, B, Canaan, C, Egypt? C. Ding, ding, ding. We are in Egypt. Vayehi Miketz shnatayim. 2 years of time pass, and Joseph is in the darkest of dark pits. He's at another pit. He's in the prison dungeon underneath the Pharaoh's palace, sitting there rotting away, one would think. He is in a very dark spot again. Because remember, 2 weeks ago, he was in the bottom of a pit. And now he's at the bottom of, last week he was in the bottom of the pit. Now he's in the pits. But 2 years have passed, and the Pharaoh, and anyone who loves Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, next year we're doing this together. Well, I was wandering along by the banks of the river when 7 fat cows came up out of the Nile. Thank you, Jackie. I feel better. That is sort of my dream role. Pharaoh-esque, King Tut song. Okay, so he has these 2 dreams. One dream, he is standing by the Nile, it says. 7 cows come up out of the Nile. They're big and they're fat and they're yummy looking, and they graze among the reeds, and then 7 other cows come up, and they're kind of repulsive and kind of gaunt. They are not so healthy looking, and the skinny, not good fat cows eat the fat cows. Remember that dream? And then the Pharaoh has a second dream. And the second dream is that he is again. By the way, he wakes up from the Torah is very careful to say he wakes up from the first dream, and then we assume is astir, and then he goes into the second dream. And if you're like me, you can have consecutive weird dreams in one night. He fell asleep and dreamt a second time, 7 ears of grain, growing on a single stalk, healthy, good, big, fluffy grains. 7 ears of grain thin, scorched by the east wind, like dry, brittle. The dry, brittle grain eats or consumes the fluffy grain. Fluffy, I guess, is not I don't have a green thumb anymore. I used to. So anyway, we've got these 2 dreams. Last week's Parsha, 2 dreams. This week's Parsha, 2 dreams. And then 2 more dreams still to come. There's a great midrash about this dream, or this set of dreams, I should say, from one of my faves, a Hasidic text called Sfat Emes. And here's what he says, and then I'll read to you a little bit of Rabbi Arthur Green's commentary on the commentary about these verses of Torah. So you're with me? We've got cows, we've got grains. Skinny, bad ones eat the abundant ones. The Torah tells, the Sfat Emes tells us, this is a 200 plus or minus year old text. The Torah tells here of dreams, referring to the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine. They are a hint to us that the power of the other side, which the rabbis translate or use euphemistically, the other side, not as heaven, but of evil, of darkness. They hint to us that the power of the dark side, evil forces, exists only because divine bounty is hidden in times of exile. They have no power, God forbid, outside the divine life energy. This is the meaning of what the swallowing up in the dreams of the fact that the cows or sheaves of plenty could not be detected. It appears as though these forces had some power of their own, but that is not the case. The Pharaoh's dreams were false. Skinny cows don't eat fat cows, and burnt, falling apart pieces of grain don't eat any other grain, let alone good grain. This has to be shown to the Pharaoh before the exile from Egypt, of course, so that he can discern between the Israelites with whom he knew, and those, according to the beginning of Exodus, that he knew not, the descendants of Joseph. But also, it comes to teach us, the rabbis teach, what can we learn from this passage, they say? To prepare ourselves well in days of plenty, in those times when holiness is apparent to us. We should fix that radiance, that light, firmly into our hearts so it may be there for the bad times when holiness and joy and light are hidden. Let's unpack that for a second with Rabbi Arthur Green, who teaches, all that exists in this world, in this realm, is of God, whether revealed or hidden. But the power of hiding, the exile of the mind from any awareness of divine presence, can sometimes be great. And the evil that human beings can perpetrate in the course of hiding from God's light can indeed feel as if it was without end. I don't know if that resonates with you. I try to read these things as if it should, but it does resonate with me, and I'll tell you why, and hopefully we'll gloss a little bit of these details. So I have seasonal affect disorder. I don't know if you've ever heard of SAD, seasonal affect disorder. It's when you get depressed, when it feels dark during this time of year. And quite the opposite, you get more energy in the summertime when there's more light. And there is a measurable difference for people like me that depression, getting sad, being in a dark place correlates to the months of November, December, January, and February, even if you aren't living in a place that is negative below 400 degrees right now. And like many of you, when you get into those dark places, and it's all related to those of us who are wired for being outside and being in the light and seeing the light and having more light around us, we're just wired in a way that the darkness isn't just literal, but it can become physical or emotional. And others are just feeling depressed. The events of the world around us are unparalleled, not because bad things are happening, but because between the bad things happening in social media and internet, it's 24/7. The cycle of bad news is every minute, every second of every minute of every hour for those who are, like many of us, addicted to our phones and to reading the news. So it can be very dark. And it can feel, as Rabbi Arthur Green says, that sometimes that greatness of the dark side, the abundance, overabundance of darkness, can make us feel like there is no God, or that God is hidden or hiding, and that we sit and we wait and we wait, and it never seems like it gets better. And for those people who suffer from depression, that is what it feels like you can never get out of it. So what does the rabbi teach us here? What do the Sfat Emet rabbis teach us? That it can feel as if there is no end. But if, like in Joseph's dreams, we can think about what it means to store up light, to store up joyous moments, experiences, moments of light and radiance, to store up in the times when things are going really great, to store up for ourselves that light, then during the dark times, like right now. And I agree, by the way, there is a heaviness in the world that does not seem to want to dissipate right now. It seems like it is just hovering and will not go away. We should use and utilize that light from the joyous times, from the good moments, from the good memories, and realize two things simultaneously. Number one, that's where God lives, not in the darkness. And number two, that we will get to the other side of the darkness, right? Today is the 23rd of December. We're already one day, a little bit longer than yesterday. But we can make a mental note of the feeling, the idea of next June and July when daylight is abundant. Save and savor the moments of light, of community, of being together, of worshiping together, of having joy. Shabbat does it too, by the way. It's supposed to carry you to the next Shabbat. So I always may feel a little, not always, but I may feel a little dark during the seasonal affect disorder time period. We all may get sad. But if you're like me, Shabbat turns the switch back on. It is salvific. It is where God abides. And the same goes for these lights of Hanukkah. Remembering the words of the prophet, not by might and not by power, but by spirit, by our spiritual strength, the strength that promotes the saving of light for the times when we need it most. That is where God resides now and always. So if you're feeling heavy, you're feeling like we can't get out of this, I promise you we can and we will. Not just because I believe in God, but because I believe in us. Shabbat Shalom. Well, it is always nice to have the Lubers on the bima, don't you think? Especially when Kehilah is joining us for so much. And I know they don't kvel at all during these evenings, but they do. Anyway, Joe, a member of our board of directors, as you all know, is here to share some announcements of some upcoming programs. And after services, for those, we have the sticker book back. I want to make sure we give credit to everyone who is here tonight for Shabbat. So please come and find me or Rabbi Mason Barkin after services. Joe, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. CBI's Adult Learning in partnership with Mountain View Presbyterian Church presents the next book club discussion, The Inextinguishable Symphony. It's a true story of music and love in Nazi Germany that'll take place on Thursday, January 12th at 7 p.m. here at CBI. Please register through our e-newsletter link or in person for either in person or the Zoom. In conjunction with this book club discussion, there's a special multimedia concert event on Sunday, January 22nd at 7 p.m. entitled Winter Journey and the Inextinguishable Symphony. The movie and performance will be held at the Scottsdale Center for the Arts. Tickets and information are also available in our weekly newsletter. Please save the date, Thursday, March the 2nd at 7 p.m. for an evening of learning with acclaimed author Dara Horn. The evening will be hosted here in the Goldsmith Sanctuary. Ms. Horn's talk is entitled Agreeable Jews, Dead Jews, and the Challenge of Diversity. Last but not least, get ready for our annual CBI family retreat at Camp Daisy and Harry Stein. This spring Big Jewish Fun will be the Shabbat weekend of April the 7th through the 9th. More information will be available soon on our website and then, of course, in the weekly email newsletter, or you can speak with Rabbi Mason Barkin following services. Shabbat Shalom and Happy Hanukkah to everyone. Okay.
Thank you, Joe. I want to go ahead, as Rabbi said, and take a moment to thank our Sheer Joy and Sunshine Summer Choir who joined us tonight. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Donna. And thank you, Bunny, for lending your voices here tonight and for joining us for Phoenix Sings. One last plug, because I can. Thank you all for joining us for Phoenix Sings. Over 180 people. It was standing room only. It was fantastic. Mark your date for next year, December 2nd. Of course, we'll tell you about 1,000 times before that happens. But Chag Hanukkah Sameach. Thank you. Thank you, Jackie, as always. Thank you. Mwah.
Thank you. Let's continue with Aleinu as we begin our concluding prayers. Page 586, we stand together.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, lateit gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kekuyei haratzot, velo samanu kemishmechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad Ushemo Echad.
At this, am I on? Oops. At this time in our service, we turn our thoughts to those who are no longer with us, those who brought their light and whose light we still carry with us, even though they may no longer be still alive with us here in this world. Tonight, we are remembering Al Sachs, husband of Fran Sachs, who died in recent days. And we are also remembering those of our congregational family whose yahrzeits occur this week. Tonight, we are remembering Claire Black, Samuel Bush, Aaron Citron, Edith Clayman, Louis H. Cohen, Harry Cutler, John Eisen, Ruth Epstein, Jacob Eskin, Morris Feinerman, Lester Fleck, Marvin Folkman, Barnett Franks, Stanley Friedman, David Robert Geller, Sandra Goldberg, Alvin C. Goldston, Adoria Goodman, Lewis Harris, Samuel Kaufman, Jack Kempner, Ethel Kirsch, Diana Leeds, Charles Leiter, Marjorie C. Lerner, Scott Lubin, Zelda Winograd Milner, Bernard Patinsky, Harriet Esther Robbins, Susan Beth Rosenberg, Julius Rosenthal, Harry M. Rubenstein, Henriette Samish, Wayne Satz, Earl Schwartz, Jenny Seaman, Suzanne Seaback, Louis Siegel, Jane Seligman, Sheila Silberman, Morris Sirota, Ellie Sparrow, Barry M. Starr, Golda Steinberg, Emrich Steiner, and Ida Wargan. If there's someone else you are remembering tonight whose name I did not read, or if I have mispronounced the name of your loved one, I invite you to share those names at this time, either out loud or online.
First Class Michael Rakoff of the 80th Infantry Division, who died on December 28, 1944, and buried in the Luxembourg American Cemetery.
Thank you. We also remember the 6 million who perished in the Shoah, including the 1.5 million children who have no one to say Kaddish for them. As always, we recall with admiration the soldiers and civilians of the state of Israel who have given their lives for our Jewish homeland. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may all of their lives be for a blessing. Let's recite Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agalal v'zman kariv v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam U'Lalmei Almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shemei Kedoshah Barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei Shalama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all those who are in mourning and comfort to all who are bereaved as we say together, amen.
I want to give a big, huge thank you to Kehilah Trevino for joining us tonight and always lightening up, razzle-dazzling us with her voice, especially for Hanukkah. So I invite her to lead our closing song of Ocho Candelitas. Let us join together.
Hanukkah linda saki,
candelicas, dos candelicas, tres candelicas, cuatro candelicas, cinco candelicas, seis candelicas, siete candelicas.
8 candelas para mí.
Amen. Baruch
Atah Adonai Eloheinu
melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Is there something
It is always our tradition, if we've got anyone under the age of bar and bat mitzvah, to come help us with the challah. So I see we have some people who probably are under the age of bar or bat mitzvah. If you would like to come in, do you want to come up with us? Do you want us to come down to you? They're okay. Anyone else that I didn't see? The Patinskys snuck out. I'll have to put a sticker in their book later. All right, do you want to lead it? You want to lead Hamotzi? You know how to do it. I'll do it with you. Here. Yeah. Ready? Let's sing it, okay? Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices join in happy chorus as our prayer is humbly said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'tei avon.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Chag
Shabbat
Sameach.
shalom, and we end Hanukkah Shabbat with this message. There's a memory that's valued so highly that we keep it alive in that flame. What's a commitment to those who have died when they cried out they've not died in vain? We have come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail. This is the burden, and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out.
This was my solo.
Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out.
Good job. Good job.
Go say hi to your bata. Go say hi to your bata.
Yes.